things. One, you can't defend violence. I don't care what party you're in, what party you're not in, and especially you can't defend violence against law enforcement and first responders.
And now I see here in the United States what's happening in Los Angeles, and most likely will spread around the country. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Hey, what's up? This is Forbidden News Network, and we have the question today: when and why does violence become acceptable? So here we're going to take a look at some interesting pieces of news here. It uses Fox Network. We have some major players here as hosts and co-hosts. You're probably going to recognize all of their names when you see who they are. I don't know them all by name, but I do know that they're all very famous and they all talk about these situations and people listen to them. But what they have to say sometimes makes no sense. Okay, so I just want you to sit back and listen to this.
Whoever's saying that, I think a couple things. One, you can't defend violence. I don't care what party you're in, what party you're not in, and especially you can't defend violence against law enforcement and first responders. To me, that's what is the most heartbreaking and most tragic. And then obviously you see the property damage and other things. So I'm hopeful that Democrats, Republicans alike, and I actually understand why President Trump considers, I guess we now learned in the last hour, that Marines will be deployed. I think it's a risky situation, but when you see situations like this and you see this kind of violence in law enforcement being attacked, I think any president is within his means to do that.
So I'm going to show you something else here that I thought was interesting. Let's look at and listen to this broadcast that I saw here. Just take a look at this and just listen very closely here, guys. This, I think, is very interesting.
כביכול סיוע הזה לילדי עזה. אני אומר לך יותר מזה. כל ילד, כל תינוק בעזה הוא אויב.
Saying every child, every baby in Gaza is an enemy. This is an interesting statement because we just heard, I don't know if it was an official or who exactly the person was that was speaking on Fox News, but he made it to Fox News, makes him relevant, right? And he's basically saying that, when is violence acceptable? And it seems like the majority of people agree on killing these children in the Gaza, Palestinian children. And now I see here in the United States what's happening in Los Angeles, and most likely will spread around the country. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Is that they're getting to the point now where they're going to use the excuse the same way that the Israelis use the excuse of killing women and children and babies and stuff. And this seems to be an epidemic that's floating around the atmosphere right now in societies.
האויב הוא לא החמאס, והוא גם לא הזרוע הצבאית של החמאס, כמו שהפצ"רית שלנו מספרת לנו שאסור לנו לפגוע בחמאסניק, אלא אם כן הוא חלק מהזרוע הצבאית. כל ילד בעזה הוא האויב. יש לנו מלחמה בישות העזתית, ישות הטרור העזתית שבמו ידינו הקמנו בעזה, באוסלו ובהתנתקות. ההתנתקות שראש הממשלה נתניהו הצביע בעדה.
כן. טוב.
זה האויב. עכשיו, כל ילד כזה, שאתה עכשיו מגיש לו חלב, עוד 15 שנה יאנוס את בנותיך וישחט את ילדיך. אנחנו צריכים לכבוש את עזה וליישבה, ושלא יישאר שם ילד עזתי אחד.
Now, this guy right here that's saying these things, if people think that that's okay, that there's something okay about this guy, you're out of your mind. This man should be put in jail for even saying those things. He's talking about children growing up. How do you know what every child is going to become in the future? How do you put so much emphasis and claiming that each one of those children are going to grow up to become killers and rapists of Israeli children? This is the most ridiculous. How do these people get into the positions that they're in Israel? Israel allows these type of people to get in positions of power, and then they go around muscling their way through and causing havoc and using dictatorship and power and authority to coerce people into doing whatever they want. Well, they can do that in Israel, but in America, Israel's going to have a hard time doing it. Just like the people are rising up in the streets and fighting back against ICE, and maybe even these 700 Marines that are there may get some resistance. But I can tell you that Israel can pull that shit in Israel, but you're not pulling it here in America. And I think every American, I don't give a shit what color you are, is going to know what I'm saying is true. Keep your shit in Israel, but don't bring it to America. This is the wrong place for that. I'm speaking as an American.
Lakshmi Gayatri, Awakening Sacred Wealth. Now on Amazon plus ForbiddenMantraPress.Store.
Attack now!